Peeps, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Thursday, July 22nd, excuse me, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see everybody. So glad you can make it into the room. You know that I'm here 365 days of the year, including holidays. Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, I am. So welcome to everybody that can make it. Welcome to my peeps who chat. Hi, Mary. I can see ya. And welcome to my lurkers on Facebook. I even hear from my lurkers. They tell me they're there, but they're not chatting, but that's okay. Hi, Christy. Good to see you, sweetie. And welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this when I upload it to YouTube. Hi, Sandy. So I'm live on Facebook. It goes to video on Facebook afterwards, and it goes to YouTube. All right. Zoom in. Zoom out. Cool. All right. Got a couple things to show you. I got some Happy Mail. I've got more Happy Mail coming today, but it hasn't arrived yet. So what that means is I'll get a notice that I'll get it tomorrow. But that's okay. I'm not sad. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is my Happy Mail. Let me grab a little water. I hope everybody is doing pretty well today. We had so much fun last night when I was coloring and you guys were directing it. Thank you to those of you who contacted me after the fact and told me they really enjoyed it. That was fun. Okay, so I got, this is called Fine Art Grayscale 2, and this particular book is done by Black River Art. There we go. And they do a bunch of books. And they're really fun. Karron Douglas happened to do, oh, this one here, okay. But I want to show you these. They're absolutely beautiful. Zoom out. La-da-da-dum. These are beautiful, beautiful images. And these are the grayscale images that have you know, the light, medium, dark gray. And they are absolutely wonderful to color. I just want to show you this book that is now in our library. And I have the first book in this series. This is number 2, and I've also got number 1. I've done one for you. Look at this one. It took me a second. These are the planets. Here's Saturn. Little girl eating them like candy. Hi, Rhonda. Beautiful, beautiful images. And a really nice thing is these are the lighter grayscale, so it gives you a chance to dabble in it. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? This was a painting, it looks like. Ballerina, here's a shoulder. And these would adapt themselves very well to eyeshadow. So, excuse me, got a little piglet. Okay, Rhonda, thank you. 6 and clear, good. And the really neat thing, guys, I don't know about you, but I just enjoy looking at the art. Now, I will be doing this eye for you because we've colored eyes before, and this one is a huge one. And this would be a really nice project for me to show you. Cool stuff. Look at that, these two knights fighting. Now, this one here is a beautiful forest scene, and this image is on the back, so you can get an idea what you can do with it. Isn't that cool? Cow. Young lady in a city scene. Yeah, the knights fighting. Isn't that cool? You could even add, you know, a little bit of pink for blood spatter on it if you wanted. Look at this mystical mountain. Isn't that cool? Again, eyeshadow on here would be beautiful. Gorgeous. Now, you get doubles of everything, so if you want to do one way and another way, you can do it. And don't forget, when you use eyeshadow, you can use pencil with it. Grim Reaper. Like I said, I just like looking at the pictures as well. Little girl crawling. I think. Yeah, because here's her arm. That one looks a little sad though. She looks like she's in distress. And look at this. Oh my gosh, guys, isn't that beautiful? Oh. Hi, Rita. Rita from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Oh my gosh, guys, this would be absolutely gorgeous to do. I would use pencil and eyeshadow on this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, somebody needs to help me here. Jane, what, didn't Jane Manson, was it Jane Manson did a picture of her in the haystack type thing? Hi, Lori. I think that was Jane Manson, and I think she was sponsored by Howard Hughes, actually. Okay, now this picture, our very own Rhonda Green has done this. And she's doing a knockout job on this. Hopefully she has posted her WIP of this. Rhonda, did you say you were done with it? Get that puppy posted. Alright. Here's a picture of the city through a telescope fisheye lens. Mansfield. Thank you, Rita. Jane Mansfield, yeah. Beautiful horse. And guys, you don't have to necessarily work in 100% conventional colors, you know? You can do something with the horse, and then here's the background. Beautiful. Rhonda says she's almost done adding watercolor to the background. Okay. And again, there are doubles of all these. Let me turn that down just a little bit. There we go. Always let me know if that music gets to be too loud, guys. And then we've got a little boy with his dog. That obviously was a painting. And then now we're back to the first one again. Now, listen, this would be great. You take a little bit of your chalk pastel or your eye makeup, and you can do your little lanterns with yellow. We'll see how things go tonight. I may even play with this one for you and show you. That's what's so much fun about these guys. All right, and there's the second set. All right, next thing. Do you remember when the other night, I told you I got this mixed media paper? Okay? Different backgrounds. People use it for scrapbooking. Okay, so what I did, I was playing around with my new cutting knife, and I'm coloring this little girl. She's the grayscale, and I decided to put her on this background. So I'm going to finish her, and then I may play around and put some hearts on here. We'll see. Now, in my experimenting, I was anxious to use my knife, so I cut her out first. But what you need to do is you need to cut your piece out last after you color it. Zoom out. Let me pull up just a little bit. So this will be attached to the paper. Now, you got to be discerning with what paper you use and what you decide to put on the front. So I'm playing around with that media. So this is where you can take your coloring and do a little extra with it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I have a scrapbooking book that I got from Michael's. It's one of those big ones. And I'll put this in it. This is 12 by 12. So this is the size that you would be using. Anybody have any questions? So I was having fun coloring this last night. Don't have too much more to go. Got to do the hair. I may even work on this a little bit tonight. We'll see. But we have a color along to do. And again, thank you so much for all the nice comments from everybody that they've been having a ball doing this. Zoom in. And last night we did Liz Taylor eyes, which I have come to understand were the blue with the purple on the outside. So Karron was the one who suggested that I do that. So I played with the eyes, and then we got the lipstick done too. So let me go ahead and just clean this up just a little bit around the outside. I got a little bit of something on here. Don't know what it is. It happens. All right. So anybody have any questions or comments before I start up again? And don't forget, I'm asking you what you want me to color and what colors. The only thing I deviated a little bit was for the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that now, and we'll get her skin done. And if you have any questions about doing skin, speak up. Whoops. Alright, hold on. Gotta find my colors. Yeah, the flower does look like a cone flower. Exactly. Okay, so let's work on the skin. You guys told me that you didn't want me to do like elf skin, like green or anything like that, so I went ahead and did flesh tone color. Zoom in. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting my second color here. And this is where we're adding now our tones. The first color that I used, Sandy, it happened to be a Prismacolor 927 to start. And this one is a Brett Funner Maple Sugar. And the formula for doing skin is you do your base color in a lighter color, and then you come back with your skin tone, and you go darker on the outside, and then you bring that color in very lightly. Now, don't fuss over skin tones, guys. Test them out on white paper. And pick what you want. And what I want you to watch now is I'm emphasizing the outside, and that's going to give me my shading. Now I want you to also notice that the artist has also shaded our areas where it's going to be your darker colors. But regardless, you always want to go on the outside with your secondary flesh color that's darker. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Ooh, that was 4 of them. Sandy, yes. In this case, yes, I did blend the first layer. Thank you, Lori. Okay, I'm going to erase a little bit off of my second color on that chin, because we want our lighter areas to be lighter. Remember what I told you is if you were to press your face against a window, what would be your lighter areas? Your nose, right? The nose. and your chin and your forehead, right? Whew. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to curve. I'm going to do a little C right there from the eye around the nose, because we want that to be shaded. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a backward C right here on this side. And don't get crazy with it, guys. You just got to color lightly until it looks good to you. Oh, excuse me, I need to get a tissue. I'm so sorry. Hold on, please. So everybody see how I'm doing that backward C and a forward C, and we've got that nose now that's starting to come up a little bit lighter, okay? And then on the chin area, I'm going to go with an upside down C right here, just to get that chin defined a little more. And this is where it is extremely important that you don't press hard. You always want to color by degrees. And you keep stroking your pencil until you get the lightness that you want. Does that make sense to everybody? I keep telling you, tint, tint, tint. The trick with colored pencils is to do it and keep your repetitive stroke until you get what you want. Hold on, I got a little carried away with this. There we go. Zoom out. Everybody see how cool that's looking? Okay. Now, I'm going to blend with my blender pencil just a little bit and no, I'm not going to use my blender pencil. I'm going to go back to my first color that I laid on the skin. And the reason that I'm blending is I'm noticing a little bit of popcorn effect. In other words, it's not smooth. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead now and use the first pencil that I used, the first color, and blend that in until it gets nice and smooth. See the popcorny effect right here? Everybody understand what that popcorn means when I say popcorn? That means that the previous layer is showing through. Anybody have any questions or comments? Are the light bulbs coming on? Pop, pop, pop. Okay. back to my next color, because I want to emphasize the outside here and have that a little darker. And that is what's going to give you that depth, that curved effect. And guys, if you have any questions, please, please, please ask. Okay, let's go ahead and do the ears. What color do you want me to do the ears? Same flesh color? Now, you might have noticed that you could see some of the wax marks on here. That's where you want to rub with your finger. Okay, maybe a little pinker. Okay, so this is my second color. My second pencil color still. And I'm actually going to grab some pink. What's your question mark? What's your question, Rhonda? I'm gonna take some pink and I'm gonna go ahead and put it inside the ear. And I'm going to blend that in with my first flesh color that I used just to make it softer. And I'll put a little bit of pink right on the outside. Zoom out. Clarissa, hello. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Every once in a while my Zoom gets tired. Okay, so this is my darker flesh. And then I'm going in with my pink on the inside of the ear that I just got on the hair. And a little bit on the outside. And then I'm taking my first pink and using it as a blender to lighten up that pink just a little bit. Zoom out. Oh man, look at that. You guys are sure putting together a cutie piece, a cutie pie. All right, let's get her hands taken care of. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So there is my initial light flesh color. And now I'm going with my secondary flesh, which is the darker. And this is where you start shading on your edges and bringing that color in. And when I bring that color in, I'm bringing it in very, very lightly. I'm hardly touching the paper. And I'm going to darken right up into that sleeve so you can really see it. Then I'm shading on the top of the fingers and the knuckles. And remember, if you think that you've gotten too lumpy with your colors, you go back and you shade with your first flesh color. You blend with it. I'm sorry, blend, not shade, excuse me. Now, do you see how my pencil is pushing wax around? You can see that? So that's where I'm going to take my finger and just rub it. We're starting to get wax buildup. And that can lead to wax bloom. And that's where you get shiny stuff on there. Zoom out. Okay, see how that's looking so far? Zoom in. Zoom in. And again, I'm working up close so you guys can see. It might look a little wonky. You can see the pencil marks a little more. But I want you to see how I'm coloring this. Could the apple be a crab apple since she's small? Yeah, we could do that. Although in relationship, that apple looks pretty good, pretty big. So I'm almost wondering if it isn't, well, no, you're right. And then I'm going to rub with my finger. See how smooth that looks, guys? Any questions so far? Is it clear on how to do skin? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. What do you think so far, guys? And do you like the skin color? Now, I'm not inclined to put eyeshadow on her because I don't really want to sexualize the picture. So I'm going to leave her eyes natural lids, the natural colors. But I am using my second flesh color and putting it underneath the eyes here, just to give them a little more definition. Your blue and white coneflower are short. That is why I ask. I think you're absolutely right, Mary. Yeah. Good heads up. I think you're right. Okay, let's pink up her cheeks a little bit. Zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah, look in comparison to the snail. You're right. Good call. Okay, now I just want to put in a little natural pink blush. Pinky color that a little girl would have. So notice that I'm making the pink area a lot bigger than what you would normally see with makeup. So we're saying that she's a robust little girl and she's just got a nice pink flush to her. And I forgot to do the neck. Okay, so here's my second darker flesh color. Repeated strokes where the author has put the shading. And a little bit of color, a little bit under the chin of our darker color. See that? Zoom in. I'm so proud of you guys for noticing the details now. Good call on the crab apple. Everybody see how I'm putting a little bit of that darker flesh color right underneath the chin? And then I'm just using repetitive strokes until I get it to the darkness that I want. Zoom out. Oh man, that looks cute. What do you think so far, guys? Zoom out. You can be proud of yourself. You guys are putting together a really great piece. All right. I have to look up a crab apple. Okay, Amy says she's here just listening without sound. Tag me if you mention my name. Slowly making progress in the Circle of Life book. Okay. All right, let me look up a picture of a crab apple. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, got it. So, is it agreed that you want me to make this a crab apple? Zoom in. Okay, Mary says yes. Anybody else agree that you want me to make it a crab apple? Okay, Rhonda says yes. We will make it a crab apple. All right, crab apples are pinkish red. Orangey pinkish red. Okay, so my first color on here is going to be my orange. My next color, I'm going to back blend that, which means I'm starting my pink back in orange. Everybody clear on what back blending means? Remember, you don't ever want to see a distinctive break between your colors, even when you're doing grayscale. Right, Rhonda? Okay, Laura, you don't know what back blending is? Not sure? Okay, Lori. Back blending means I started with orange at the bottom of this apple, and when I got my pink on here, I started my pink in the orange. That's what back blending is. Mary says, when I was a kid, there was a crabapple tree at the library. One time, some of us ate them by the bucket load. Oh, no. We all ended up with the backdoor trots. Oh, my gosh. Lori, are you clear on what? Oh, okay. Lori says, I do that. I just didn't know there was a term. Okay. Okie dokie. And then I'm going to take a distinct red. And color that in. And then, I don't think the artist colored this or drew it as a crab apple. I think she drew it as a regular apple, but that's okay. They called it that because people had outhouses. I'm sorry, called what? Oh, crab apple. Oh no, back door. Back door. I got it. Okay, now notice I'm putting a little yellow on there. And I'm going to erase a little bit of my red at the bottom here. Yeah, the back door truss. Everybody see how I'm adding that little bit of yellow at the base? And up a little bit. And then I'm going to blend this with my finger. And get that nice and... Oh, how pretty. I hope I did it justice. Zoom out. And the difference between the apple and the crab apple is the crab apple tends to be this whole one color. And then I'll go ahead and pop in a little bit of brown on my stem. Well, thank you for the idea to make it a crab apple. How neat. Doesn't that look cool? Welcome to everybody that's popping in. Guys, do me a favor and please share this video. I'm sorry, I do that every time. Share this live broadcast on your timeline, please, so others can enjoy it. All right, you guys like the way I did the apple? I'm looking at an image of one on Google. Okay. And I'm also going to look up a, let's see, coneflower. I really appreciate that you guys are sharing this video. Did it again, broadcast. Pinkish purple is one color. Okay. What color do you guys want the coneflower? Decide among yourselves. You're doing this, remember? So Rebecca is voting pink. Lori says pinkish purple. And there are orange, yellow, and blue. Yep. Well, guys, look at the picture, and look at the colors that you guys have chosen, and make a decision based on that. We've got a lot of yellow already. Okay, pink says we'll pull off the ears. Okay. Lori likes contrasting colors. So we're settling on pinkish purple. Okay. Zoom in. Oh, Rhonda says blue and gray. I think pinkish purple has won. Okay, so I'm going to use my marker, and that's because I can get a really nice base layer. Zoom in. And again, notice that I'm going over the flower more than once because I want that to be a heartier pink. This is the water-based marker. If you do not have markers, then use a pink pencil. Okay. So now I'm going to use a nice purple on top of that. This happens to be a Zenicolor pencil. Zoom in. And notice now how the purple is picking up the attributes of the pink. I'm using a very, very light stroke. And then I'm going to take my blender pencil and barely touching this, we're going to smooth that out just a little bit. pretty. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pink marker. Oh, how pretty is that? And I'm going to put just a little streak on one side of each petal. See how I'm doing that? Markers over pencil work all the time. How pretty. Anybody have any questions about that? And then I'll just go ahead and line that bottom. Zoom out. La, da, da, da. And I'm going to get a little drink of water, excuse me. Okay, Lori, yeah. So you can use pink pencil or pink marker. Then I use the purple pencil, and then I put a little pink pink marker back on top on that. Now, that flower looks awfully, it's a very light pink. I'm taking my purple pencil and I'm going over my black lines. The pink is a very light, it's a very light pink marker, Rita. Now I'm going to pull a little bit of purple in here because I don't want that line that I outlined with to be so abrupt. So I'm going to blend that in a little bit. There we go. Now, if you look at cone flowers, that center portion is brown. And it's actually a brownish red. And this is why I want you to look at Google pictures, and I want you to look at them carefully. And I want you to make it a point to determine what colors are in something. All right, now I'm going to let my brown get a little darker in some spots on this than others. Ever since I started coloring, I notice colors a lot more. And colors are not one-dimensional. Okay, and now I'm going to take a little bit of red. And I'm going to go over that brown, zoom in, very lightly. And then I'm going to take a slightly darker brown. Hi, Jojo. And go over that. So see, you're looking at browns and reds. And notice that I'm not just going back and forth on this. I'm going around in my just different areas to make that look really cool. And we have ourselves a cone flower. Zoom out. Good to see you, Jojo. How are the grandkids? Are you guys happy with that cone flower? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. And again, if you think that puppy's looking a little rough for some reason, grab your blender pencil and carefully blend. And when you blend, blend on your darker colors separately and then your lighter colors. Actually, your lighter colors first. Great to be here. He's doing great. Thank you. We did some finger painting the other day. Yay! And you guys, I'm telling you, you should really be proud of yourself how you're bringing this piece together. Isn't it pretty? This is your work, guys, not mine. I'm so glad that I thought of having you guys do this and direct my coloring. Okay, what color do you want her hair? Well, I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead and do a little bit with the flower stem. And if anybody has any questions, I keep saying this, ask, ask, ask. That's why I'm live, guys. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now, I didn't think you guys would mind that I just went ahead and did the flower leaves, because that's pretty standard. And I'll do a little bit of the grass while I'm at the bottom here. Oh, you were thinking kind of silver? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lori. My apologies. That'll teach me to jump ahead. Okay, Lori, so you're thinking a silver color on the stem? I am so sorry. So are you thinking like a silver blue, silverish blue? Lori, silverish blue? Silver lavender, okay. Got it. Lori, I'm so sorry. I really am. I promised you guys that this would be directed by you. Okay, so silver lavender. Zoom in. Zoom in. You've been thinking that color all day. And what about the leaves? How about you want me to do the leaves the same? The silver? I think that look kind of cool. What do you want me to do with the leaves? How about I carry that up into the leaves as well, Lori? Silver, gray, green. Okay. Silver, gray, and green. Okay. Silver, gray, green it is. So I'll start with the green, and we'll get that gray on there. Oh, JoJo's playing with one of her new pencil sets she got today, or got the other day. I love unboxing new stuff. Now, JoJo, you know that I've been on for an hour, right? I just want to make sure that you know what's your time and our time. Okay, notice the gray is going over the leaf itself, because we want to get rid of those ugly black lines if we can. Do you guys remember on that Bennett Klein picture, the flower-headed lady? And I removed all those lines on the flowers and how cool that looked. Jojo said she had to finish adulting before she could play. Okay. So here's my green with my gray. Silver, no less. I want you guys to be thinking about a hair color. Zoom in. Zoom in. Again, it's going to look a little wonky close up like this, but at normal view, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to keep moving you around like that. You guys don't mind if I give you a case of vertigo, do you? Silver green, silver gray, per Lori's request. With a purple stem, silver stem. Would dark hair be too much? I don't know, you guys tell me. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. And let me clean up this silver a little bit on this one leaf. There we go. Zoom out. Okay guys, what color hair? Brown with red. It says Rita. Jojo says a dark auburn. Okay. Anyone else? Rebecca says dark auburn. Who else wants to suggest a color? Anybody in the that's lurking? So far, dark auburn seems to be the choice. Okay, I'll go with that unless somebody changes. Da, da, da. With orange shoes. All right, let me get my colors together for my for my hair. So we're all deciding, you guys are deciding on the auburn. Okay. Zoom in. So what we do to do auburn hair, this is the way I do it. Is we're going to start with a nice brown. And we're coming in nice and light, right? Yeah, it looks like the dark auburn is the go. Now, this brown that I've chosen is called, it's a brute funner. They call it cognac. It has somewhat of a red hue to it. And I want to remind you that when you do something like this, there are many, many, many different shades. Of an auburn color. So I don't want you panicking if you're not getting exactly what I'm getting. And what you need to do is just experiment with your colors on a side piece of paper and blend them together and see what you get. And the idea that I'm doing right now is I'm going to lay my browns down first, and then I'm going to put my reds on top of that. And the reason that I'm doing that is because the auburn, the strongest color is brown, right? And then we're going to tint in with the red. That's why I'm putting the brown first. Does that make sense? La-da-dum, da-da-dum. Whatever your predominant color is going to be, put that color down first. Now, when I do blonde hair, I will put a yellowish gold down, and then I'll put another yellow on top of that. And again, as I always tell you guys, this is the way I do it. There are a bunch of other ways to do it, I'm sure. I love my fellow colorists, and they come up with beautiful, beautiful techniques. And whatever strikes your fancy and works for you, that's what I want for you. How many times do I tell you I have absolutely no ego in this? Jojo said she's got the Brute Funner oil-based and their watercolor pencils recently. Yeah. Now, I want you to notice that in some of these dark areas, I'm already going ahead and putting a little bit of darker brown. And how do I make a color darker? Somebody tell me. Do I make it darker by jamming the pencil into the paper? Is that how I do it? Light strokes over and over. Right, repeated strokes. That's right. And you repeat that stroke until you get the color that you want. It saves on your colored pencils. It allows you more design capability, flexibility. Okay, we got a little hair down here. Oh, the Brute Funners should be there tomorrow? Who just said that? Rebecca said that. I'm super excited about my set of Brute Funner oil-based pencils. They should be here tomorrow. Oh, wonderful. Oop. As my fan blows my cloth. And where do I hold my pencils, guys? Okay. Jojo says I ordered the Derwent Light Fast and Shrepner Farben pencils on Tuesday. They'll be here in 2 weeks. Good. Okay, come on guys. Where do I hold my pencil? I hold my pencil halfway up at least. In other words, you want to hold it closer to the end because that's going to keep you from drilling your pencil into the paper. Rhonda says where I'm holding mine. Oh, that's cute, Rhonda. Oh, Rhonda. That sounds like a Wanda comment, like she'd say something like that. All right, everybody see how beautiful this brown is looking, right? I'll tell you what, you guys are doing a really good job with this. And don't forget to always turn your pencils. I do little micro turns. Every time I pick it up, I just turn it a tad. Okay, see that? Rebecca says I hold it in my hand. You guys, you're so funny. See, I'm going to make this curl just a little bit darker because I want that to show up. Oh, look how pretty this looks. Lori, you keep forgetting to do what? Hey guys, do me a favor. Answer in full thoughts, please, because we've got so many conversations going on. So, for example, Lori, when you say I keep forgetting to do that, instead say I keep forgetting to, and then whatever, you know, like turn my pencil. I know it's a little more typing, but it really helps. Yeah, and Lori, it makes a difference because it keeps your pencil sharper longer. And guys, I really appreciate the conversation in this room because that's going to help everybody that's watching. All right, let's take a look. Zoom out. Zoom out. Trying skin, not easy. Oh, skin. Yes, it is. Skin is very easy. Just watch my steps, sweetie. So Jojo says, I've noticed it keeps your tip sharper longer and it makes it easier to sharpen. That's right. Okay, so I want smooth hair. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of using my blender pencil, the discussion came up the other night to fill. Yeah, and Rhonda says, I also find holding my pencil further back keeps my strokes slower. That's right, and more precise. So I filled up this little water brush with mineral oil and labeled it as such and put my tape around it so I know. And I'm going to dab off any excess. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend my pencil with my water brush, which is full of mineral oil. Zoom in. And the whole idea now is to soften the brown and soften the hair as a whole. See, don't forget, guys, the reason that I ask you questions is to benefit anybody that's watching, so they can learn just like you did. Mineral spirits, what did I say? I'm sorry, it's mineral spirits. Excuse me. Hello, Wanda. And notice now how soft that's getting. Mineral spirits. Buy it in your hardware at your hardware store. Wanda, Jojo. Oh, yeah. And Wanda actually mentioned this tip to us. Thank you, Wanda. She saw it from somebody on YouTube. They talked about doing this. And that is putting the mineral spirits in a water brush. Everybody see the difference now from side to side? How smooth this looks, and this is dry already. Actually, Lori, I leave it in there. And when I store it tip side up so that it doesn't leak. With the cap on. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with that, so Rhonda says she just finished her hobo flute player picture. I'll post after tonight. Now beginning the picture from Whimsical Art Grayscale book. Okay. You're welcome, Lori. Okay. So, cap back on. Well, clean off your brush tip. Cap back on. And storing with the cap up. Yeah, baby oil's not recommended. Okay, now I'm going to go back. You guys wanted an auburn color. And now I'm going to go back with my red. And you can color on top of the spirits? Oh, absolutely. All the spirits does, Rhonda, is dissolve the wax of the pencil into, it dissolves it together so that it creates that smoother surface. Absolutely, you can color on top of it. That's what I'm doing right now. And yes, mineral spirits work both on oil and wax pencil. Oil pencils also contain wax, by the way. The mineral spirits dissolve the pigment and the wax together and smooths it out. Now, the shade of your red that you're going to get specifically depends on the brown and the red that you choose. And the operative word is choose. I don't want you feeling that you have to duplicate what I'm doing exactly, okay? Zoom out. Everybody see the difference now? That this is looking a little more auburn red than this brown. Isn't that pretty? And guys, just as a reminder, skin is not difficult. As soon as you learn the steps, you will be just fine. Zoom in. Thank you, Jojo, that you said the hair is looking pretty. Got a little more to do on it, but we'll be just fine. Da, 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 da. Now, guys, when you work with mineral spirits, you just got to be careful with it. I put, zoom out, I've got some of mine in a jar, sealed jar, clearly labeled. And I also have the rest of it in my little tin that it came in. With the safety cap on top, which I have to peel up every time. So, as long as you're careful with it, don't be afraid of it, just be careful with it, okay? Zoom in. Okay, so I've got my red tint on here for my auburn color. Now, zoom out. If you like that color, that's fine. But there's another little step that you can take, which I'm going to show you. I want this color to be more auburn. The applicator, this is it's called a water brush. If you go into the affiliate list, they should be there. If not, Lori, I can get it for you. Okay, hi Tiffany, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're brand new. Are you brand new, sweetie? Welcome. Okay, rule number one, Tiffany, we don't allow apologies in this room. That's a big no-no, is to say apologies in this room. We ask questions. Welcome to the group. Lovely. How long have you been coloring, sweetheart? And I'll answer your question in a minute. We don't allow apologies in this room. And the only bad question is the one not asked. Will you guys welcome Tiffany for me? Yay! Yes. Okay. So, Tiffany, mineral spirits are a chemical. It's basically a paint thinner. It is paint thinner. And so you just need to be careful with it. It's just like being careful with bleach when you do laundry. So you just need to leave it in closed containers and just be careful with it. Does that answer your question? Zoom in. You know, it's just like I have this fixative that I work with all the time. Oh, okay, so Tiffany says I've been coloring forever, but I've recently taken an interest in being really good at it. Okay, you're in the right place. So this fixative, which I use all the time, you know, here, look, see that? Vapor, harmful. So, you know, when I use it, you just have to, hi Annie, you just have to spray it in open areas, ventilated, you know, just all that fun stuff. I don't want you guys to be afraid of your chemicals. You just be careful with them. So, Tiffany, ask away. Any questions? I'm very proud of my group. My guys and my gals in this group are absolutely wonderful. allow zero drama. Okay, so what I want you to notice now, okay, Annie, what do you mean? What is this for the Fix-Tiff? Fix-Tiff is a spray. I put it on before and after. And before, it creates a surface on the paper for you, for example, it smooths out your stuff. And when you put it on after, it protects your work. It puts a very thin film on there. And it says workable, meaning you can still do more coloring on it if you have to. Oh yeah, JoJo's been with me for a year now. How time flies when you're having fun, that's right. And Tiffany, I broadcast 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, including holidays. All right, everybody see how I'm putting this brown now over the red? And the neat thing is because I put the mineral spirits on here now, it's going on very smoothly. Rita, hairspray is not recommended. Fix-Tiff, if it's within your budget, is much better. Okay, everybody notice now how I'm coloring? Oh, Tiff, we have a lot of fun. We do. And if you miss part of the broadcast, it goes to Facebook afterwards, and I also upload it to my YouTube channel. Okay, everybody see now how this is pulling this back to be just a little more brown? Look at the difference now between the two. And I don't want you guys getting the heebie-jeebies about layering stuff. Layering is an absolutely wonderful technique, and it expands your horizons. So remember, I put the brown down, I put the red on top, and now I'm putting my brown back to get a little bit more auburn color. Yeah, the reason it's smooth is because I use the mineral spirits on it in my brush. Okay, look at the difference now between this side and this side. Oh guys, it's not just our group song, it's our group anthem. Ann Wilburn, yes, the Fix-Tiff should help with the print lines not smearing when you color over them. You have to experiment with it. Zoom out. This is the Fix-Tiff, and it's got the number 1306 on it. That's the kind that I like to buy. Protects pencil, pastel, and chalk drawings, prevents smudging and wrinkling, allows easy rework, acid-free, archival safe. Okay? There you go, Hobby Lobby too. This is why I love this group, because you guys jump in to help each other. Alright, now, one thing I want to tell you. Zoom in. You need to be careful. You don't want to get too many layers of pencil down, because after a while you get what's called wax bloom. And that's because you're pushing around wax with pigment in it. And the wax gets grumpy. And it starts getting shiny. And then you have all sorts of problems with it. Right, it is not going to turn the coloring pages yellow over time. That's exactly right, Annie. That's where hairspray can be problematic. It protects, but after a while, it can turn. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, so Jojo, who lives in Australia, says, I haven't found Karron here, but we have a brand called J. Burroughs. The range also says has an adhesive spray, which I use for paper crafts. Yep. Yeah, just read the can carefully, guys, because Karron sells adhesive stuff too. You don't want that. Okay. Everybody see how cute our little girl looks. Yeah, Rita says she's got problems with strong chemicals. You've got to use it in a well-vented area, guys. Okay, one more technique on this hair, which is important. She does look adorable, but we want her hair now to be more dimensional. Yes, this is a Christian Karron, yep. Yeah, Rita, you could go outside and just spray, spray it towards downwind and you should be fine. Okay, now, you want to take your black pencil and guys, you've got to be very, very light with this. But you take your black pencil and you add a little bit of shading in your areas around your hair. Where you would be seeing shadow. Okay, Annie Morand, you just use it very lightly. This is where your tinting skills come in. I am hardly touching the page. Zoom in. Alright, see where this hair right now is basically on top? So I'm going to add a little bit of black to that to create that shading. Again, I am barely touching the page. And anywhere that that curl is shading is where you want to go ahead a light hand with the mineral spirits. It's a mood issue. I mean, you don't put a ton of mineral spirits on. You can apply it with a Q-tip if you want. But since Wanda mentioned that method, using that water brush, I've been using that. And I dab off any excess. You don't need a lot. Okay, is everybody catching how I'm just putting these touches of black on? And I'm going to put just a little bit right next to the sleeve. And notice that when I put the pencil on, I'm also giving it a little bit of a rub with my finger. Yeah, you fill the water brush with the mineral spirits. That was what Wanda mentioned, that she saw a YouTuber doing that, and that's what I've done, and I leave it in there. Now, if you get too much black on your piece, go back over it with your brown. This is why I don't want you to be afraid of your black. See, I'm just putting a little brown on there, and all it's doing is it's shading it, and it's starting to bring up those curls. Zoom out. Everybody see the difference now on this side? Look at the difference between here and here now. Yeah, and as Wanda said, just be careful to dab away as much of the mineral spirits from your brush as you can, because it doesn't take much. It does not. Okay, black pencil. Where we're shading between the curls. There was a little girl with a little curl. See, Tiffany? I'm going to call you Tiffany E. Yeah, see this paper towel? I just dab it on my paper towel that I put underneath my hand. Zoom in. Well, Annie, until you get somewhere that people can show you these things, sure. Tiffany E says she's having fun. Good. Tiffany, we are a fun group. We really are. Listen, and be sure you check announcements, please. There's a lot of valuable information in there that I've archived for you guys. Okay, and now again, take your brown pencil, run it over your black. If you want to damp that down a little bit, zoom out. And you can now see the individual curls. Carolyn, welcome. Oh, and yes, Tiffany E. Sometimes I get bumped out because of broadcasting issues. So if that ever happens, I will be back shortly. Like within no more than 5 minutes. 5 at the most, I think. So be sure to come back. Okay, everybody see how you're seeing the depth now on the hair? And if you need to play with it a little bit more to emphasize, have at it. Carolyn from Canada. Carolyn, did you lay hands on Johnny? And did you tell him that we prayed for him? Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. Be very judicious with your black pencil, guys. But please use it. Don't be afraid. Okay. Boots. Oh, freckles on her face. Yep. Gee, I wonder where you guys got that idea. Zoom in. Zoom in. Teeny, teeny, tiny freckles. And I really need to do something with that nose. Hold on. Oh, Annie, I had just done freckles on another piece. That was all that we were referring to. It was to my little beggar guy. No, Annie, it's just a black Pilot pen. I forgot to finish the nose, sorry. So my little beggar boy with the keys, I was showing everybody to put freckles on them. Black Pilot pen. That's all that is. Zoom out. Zoom out. Alright, what color did you guys want the boots? And we have our crab apple instead of a regular apple. Oh, those freckles look ridiculously cute. So we've got red or green on the boots. Come on, guys, throw some colors at me. And while you're doing that, while you're thinking about it, Rhonda, kind of keep track for me if you can. I'm just making the eyebrows a little bit brown, just adding a little bit. Tan, brown, orange. Come on, guys, throw some colors at me. Wanda says blue. Annie says green. Annie says red like the apple. Tan. Same green as the fabric patches. Tan or brown with the red laces. Ooh. Green with brown laces. Alright guys, come on, come to a consensus here. Rhonda, what color's been trending? What would you guys think of a brownish tan with red laces? What do you think about that? Okay, I'll be the tiebreaker. Zoom in. Zoom in. Carolyn, I'm surprised you didn't say anything, unless you did and I missed it. Yes, and I need to do the inside of the hat. Yep, yep, yep. Very sharp point, and this is why it's especially important to rotate your pencil. Lurkers, please say something. So I'm going to go ahead and darken these darker areas just a little bit. This front part looks weird, looks like a flap. Oh, she's an elf, that's why. Oh, ILene, get on the stick here. Now, do you remember when I was coloring last night and I got really persnickety? Not persnickety. Detailed about the sock inside the shoe? Annie says she's going to take us on a car ride, but she's going to be lurking. Okay. All right, guys, we can talk about her again. Remember when I told you to put the green here and the yellow? Even though it was a teeny tiny spot, a yellow? Details, guys, it makes such a difference. It really does. The bottom line is, how much do you care about your image that you've been putting all this time and effort in, right? Annie, you know we always talk about you when you go on the road because you can't answer, or shouldn't be answering anyway. Don't you dare. And guys, please, please, please share this event on your timeline and let others enjoy it. And then think about becoming members. And when you share it on your timeline, just say, even if you don't color, it's a fun group to be involved in. Okay? Will you do that for me, please? All right, now look. I'm going to run a little bit of the brown up the shoe. Use a little bit of my blender pencil just to smooth that out. And then we'll brush this. All right, now I'm going to use my little Tombow eraser because I want that white part on that shoe. See how I'm arcing that? And I'm going in between where I made my dark spots. It just makes it look cute, guys. And then a little bit in front there. Oh, Lori says she ordered blender pencil tonight. I have always used white. Okay. Now these laces are ridiculously teeny tiny. So I'm going to go ahead and use my teeny tiny end of my water-based markers. Yeah, Lori, it's critical. And if you go to the affiliate list, I have a heart by everything that I have that's critical for you guys to have to color. And the affiliate list is in the announcements. It's got, it has hearts by it as well. And that affiliate list goes to Amazon, and we get a few pennies from every sale. Oh man, these shoes are cute. Zoom in. La, da, da, dum. Now remember to wipe your markers off in a paper towel as you're using them, because they get a little bit of wax in them from the pencil, or they can. I think I'm going to go to my brush end. Oh yeah, Sandy's in my list all the time, Sandy DeSanto. Thank you, Sandy. And what I do, guys, is when I get the payments from it, I plow it right back into the group. Plus the stuff I buy myself. Oh, look how cute that red looks, guys. And if you want something that's not on there, send me a text and I will send you the link. Could someone please help Lori? The list is at the top, and then you've got to, it'll say affiliate list, and you click on that. Oh, Lori, that's okay, no problem. Go to the top of the group, and it says affiliate, where it's got, yeah, it's under announcements. Yeah, if you guys would help her, that would be wonderful. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back over, because remember when you go back over with marker on whatever you're doing, it gives you a richer color. So I want these laces to be pretty rich in their color. Yeah, the desktop is okay. Just, Lori, scroll to the top of the group. And then you can click on it with your mouse. Zoom out. Cool. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, Carolyn, you just got the 120 count Castle Arts pencils. They aren't too bad. Okay, good. Okay. Let's do underneath the hat real quick. And they should be on the list. If they're not, text me. Good night, Rebecca. I'm on for another half hour, guys. All right, what color do you want the inside of the hat? Good night, Rebecca. Good night, Rebecca. Good night, Rebecca. So glad you could make it here. Sandy's thinking lime green. Jean, hello, Jean. All right, lime green it is. Oop. Zoom in. Clarissa says, I have to be at work at 5 a.m. and I'm on Eastern Standard Time, which means it's 10:30 her time, so I'm going to say goodnight. Good night, Clarissa. Did you have fun? And Clarissa, would you please share this to your timeline with a little note on there inviting people, colorists or not? Guys, I actually think that we surpassed 2,000 members, by the way. Thank you, Clarissa. I'm going to darken these a little bit. Guys, I really am asking you this favor. Tell people that this group is really not necessarily just for colors. If for people just want to come in and enjoy the banter that we have and the fun. So please share it. It's so important. Okay. Oh, Lori says success. I just didn't scroll down far enough. Okay. Now every link that you click on, Lori, in that listing, that sale will be credited to the group. Now, do you guys mind if I put red on the laces in the hat? I just thought that would look cute because of the shoes. If you guys say yes, I'll do it. Oh man, this is so beautiful. You guys okay with red? I just think that would look ridiculously cute. Okay. And while I'm doing that, we need to do the snail, the feather. And then I want to show you, well, we'll talk about the background. Oh, how cute. Feather color. Blues and purples maybe, or greens and purple. Throw me some colors, guys. Zoom out. Zoom out. And let me make sure my yellow is all the way up to my X's. It's amazing how white stands out. Lori says, go wild blues. Da-da-dum. Or both. Green or blue, purple and blue. Okay. Zoom in. So I'm coming in lightly, right? Remember, I'm turning my pencil as I color. I'll back blend this purple into it. And we'll put a little bit of that teal color in there. Pretty. And I'll just get lighter and lighter and lighter as I go into the teal. What color for the stem of the feather, guys? The barb. Thank you, Lori. I'm glad you like it. I thought you guys would like this mix. Rhonda's thinking deep blue on the feather stem. Now guys, make sure your colors blend together, okay? Zoom in. And notice that I'm specifically making this underside a different color. And then I'm going to make the very tip the gold. Okay, deep blue on the feather stem, the spine, would I use mineral spirits in this instance? No. And that's because we've got so many colors, and I'm not trying to blend them together, which is what the mineral spirits would do. But to make that softer, I can take my teal and run it up over the blue just to soften that. See it? And then I'm going to take the blue and very lightly run it up over the purple. Very lightly, barely touching it. And see how smooth that's getting. And if you want to also, blender pencil is fine to soften it up. And as you guys try different methods, you'll find out what they look like when you use them. And that's where you'll start developing your touch. All right, I'm looking for a very dark blue. There we go. Thank you, Annie. No texting while you're driving, sweetie. And Rhonda wants a dark blue on the stem. Now, if your dark blue like that disappears, then what you do is you take a little bit of black, and I'm going to run that little bit of black up here. That's going to darken that blue. See how I did that? Zoom out. And we want this to look feathery, so notice now how I'm pulling out the color. That would help if I stay on camera. Towards the outside, see that? Guys, don't be afraid of your colors and your tools, okay? Zoom out. Dang, that looks pretty. Snail color. Zoom in. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a fleshy color on the body. But what I want to know is, what do you want to do on the shell? And I'm going to be running past 10 o'clock, so just to let you know. What do you want me to do with the shell? Grayish with some purple, says Rhonda. Gray, okay. Alright, now I want you to notice something. I've got this flesh color. Now I'm going to take a little bit of brown. Haven't seen pearl. Look how beautiful this looks. Zoom in. I'm putting a little bit of brown on top of that fleshy color. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. What do I always tell you guys? Use different colors, not just shade of the same color. Alright, sit tight, gotta get my purple. Zoom in. So we'll go ahead and swish some colors on here. Now I could also go this way with it if I want. Tiffany is still with us? New Tiffany. Tiffany E. Carolyn, you're awfully quiet. And again, I could have colored from inside out towards the outside. Okay, Tiffany E is still with us. So Tiffany, what do you think so far? Do you like our crazy group? Okay, so I've got my purple. You guys know what I mean about the way about coloring, that I could have outlined parallel to the outline of the shell and then worked in, you know, darker and darker and darker. Oop. And Tiffany, what I decided is I would go ahead and let members direct the coloring of the group. So this is what we're doing tonight. Hello, Daisy. I was wondering about you. You're watching with Jean. Good. So glad to see you, Daisy. How's your little boy doing? I'm so glad that you're saying hi. Now, if you go over your purple a little bit, that's fine. And in fact, you may want to do that. Refresh my memory. How old is he, Daisy? Tell him I said hi. Okay, now. Oh, Lori says she's got to go. Your pup just bopped you, which means last potty. You're welcome. Good night, Lori. Oh, the kitchen flooded. Oh, no. Ugh. What a mess. Good night, Miss Lori. Okay, I'm going to take a Lori, see you tomorrow night. I'm going to take a darker gray and I'm going to run around the part of the shell that is inside. See that? And then we'll create that really neat depth, look of depth. Zoom out. There it goes, see? And I'll even take my finger and put it on there and just smudge it just a little bit. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that cute? All right. What color do you want me to color the rock? And I don't want to hear anybody say put graffiti on it. Wanda. So I'm going to go ahead and just a little bit. Wanda says, no, ILene. The wheels are spinning. So I'm going to put a little more. Wanda says, ILene, stop that. Never. I like the idea of graffiti. And it's not fairies rock, it would be elves rock. Okay, now notice I'm putting in the green here, but always, always, always now I'm going to take a different green. Let me find it. And I'm going to, I'll add the darker green. Just to give that some dimension. Okay? Remember, I want you to use different shades of the same color on your colorings. Now don't get stupid with it, but I want you to have more depth and dimension. That's why I keep telling you that. Zoom in. Zoom in. So here's my second gray, totally different color that I'm running up the blades of grass that make it look a lot more interesting, doesn't it? Well, Wanda, at least I'm not putting any blood drips on it. I mean, come on. All right, now I want you to see something here. Is I'm taking my pencil and I made a little extra thingy of grass, which is fine. How cool is that? Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, does anybody, Wanda, do you remember how I did rock? And we still need to do the cuffs on her collar and her shirt. Now my next question is, do you guys want me to, I'm going to do the rock. Do you want me to do the background tonight, or do you want me to wait? And I am not 100% happy with that nose curvature. Oh, I love these freckles. La da dum. Had to put a couple on her nose. Ooh, you guys got quiet all of a sudden. Wanda, do you remember how I did a rock? Rock of Ages. Doo -doo -doo. Doo -doo 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 -doo. All right. So let's start off with our rock. Okay. I'll refresh your memory. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll start in with my lighter gray. We were doing a picture together, Wanda, on Dawn's. It was a fairy, and it had some slabs on there. Yeah, do you want me to check that message right now? Oh, beautiful, Wanda. You really should post that, sweetie. Zoom in. It looks beautiful, Wanda. Wanda's going to town on that slave girl. You should like it, Wanda. It's a beautiful job. Okay, very light gray. Now, we could use blender pencil on this. You should like it, Wanda. It's a beautiful job. And I'm going to go ahead and use my mineral spirits. I dab off my brush. So Rhonda says everything Wanda does look absolutely amazing. How did you get the skin so smooth with the sheen on it? Wanda, Rhonda's got a question for you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my mineral spirits, and that will smooth out my gray. So by lots of colors and lots of light, you mean layering on the skin? And how did you do the light portion of it, just so somebody would know? All right, everybody see now how the mineral spirits is smoothing out the gray? And guys, this stuff, like, I mean, it dries like immediately. careful around your greenery. And look how cool that rock looks now. Right, if you don't have mineral spirits, you would blend it with a blender pencil. Exactly, Sandy, you're getting it. And now I'm going to come in with a darker gray. And this is where I'm just barely touching the paper again. And this is my darker gray, and I'm just working with the cracks and the crevices. Now, I want to show you something here. So Wanda says I used a very pale base color for the base on her, and then left it for the highlights, shining on her skin. So in other words, Wanda, you let the base color come through, and that's what your highlights were, right? All right, do you see how my blender pencil, my mineral spirits left these little streaks? I'm going to capitalize on that with my pencil. Now I've got a little area here that I missed with my mineral spirits in between the greenery. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that with my blender pencil. See that, Sandy? There you go. So I'm barely touching the paper with this pencil, with this gray. And again, wherever the mineral spirit smeared a little bit or streaked a little bit, I'm taking advantage of that and highlighting it. See that? Zoom out. And if I have any rough areas, this is where I'll take my blender pencil, my popcorn areas, and we'll go ahead and blend that. Zoom in. So, Sandy, you can use a combination of mineral spirits and pencil, depending on what you have to do, okay? Now, I'm going to take a very light grayish blue and this is the little trick that you can use on stone and concrete. Zoom in. Zoom in. As I'm adding a little bit of this blue and that gray and that blue now are working together to make it really look like a cool rock. Now, you don't have to put a lot on there, okay? And the other thing too is you don't, how to explain this, you don't put this on until the blue in effect shows up. You put it on until the gray takes on the color that you want. People will put on a color like this until they can see it, and that's not necessarily what you want to do. Does that make sense, guys? And then what I'm going to do is take my thinnest pen, and I see a couple of cracks that I want to take advantage of that are in there. And I'm going to go ahead and just draw a little jagged line. With my pen. So if your pencil has created a streak and you think that looks cool, highlight it. Everybody see how I'm doing that? Now again, you don't need a lot. Some of these are from the artist. I may even extend them a little bit. Watch this. See how I've extended? And look, we can even take it a little further and combine it together. Everybody see how I'm doing that? So I kept going with this line, and then I combined it with this little guy. Zoom out. Look how those additions make this piece rock, right? And I've got a line up here. That I can go ahead and extend as well. Please, 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 guys, think about doing stuff like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put my line along the bottom. So we're good right there. So what do you think of the cracks? Do you like that addition? Questions or comments on how I did that? Is everybody clear with that method? And once that ink dries, if you want to go back over it with a little bit of gray, you can. Okay. I'm going to hold off on doing this background until tomorrow night because I want to show you something. But I am going to do this. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. is I am going to take my black pen and highlight this little collar here. And I've got one more thing that I'm going to do on the rock, and then I'm going to call it an evening, so hang with me if you can. Okay, Tiff, see you tomorrow. Tell your friends. Share it on your timeline. Okay, just sit tight, guys. I promise I won't be much longer. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little black on the outside there, where the V-neck is. And let me go ahead and do the cuffs. You guys able to hang with me for a little bit? I don't want you guys to be afraid of your black pen. And again, Wanda, your slave girl is absolutely gorgeous. All right, let me do this other cuff, and then I've got one more thing I want to do on that rock, and then we're done for the night. Oh, you just posted an update on her? Zoom out. Okay, so zoom out. So you got that wispy clothing. Cool. Okay, so we've got a little bit of black on here. So on the rock, zoom out. There you go. Maybe I should scratch my initials in there too. You like? Gotta have some fun. And Wanda's gonna go, ILene, no. There she goes. Okay, guys. I'm going to do the background tomorrow night. I really hope you had fun. I hope you're laughing. But more importantly, I hope you learned a lot. Good night, everybody. Love ya. Again, please share this. Guys, joyous coloring. Have fun. Rest up. And guys, please be kind to each other, okay? All right. See you tomorrow night. Couple more touches on this background. We're done. And I really think you guys did a great job with this. I'm proud of you. Love you guys, as always. Okay, guys. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. And we've got 2 buttons to do too. Good night. Bye. Oh, and fingernail polish. Bye.